Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. On January 7th, 2025, Mr. Kohberger filed a motion to extend time to disclose defendants' guilt phase experts. And what this document states is that Mr. Kohberger, by and through his attorneys of record, hereby moves the Honorable Court, that is Judge Stephen Hippler, ladies and gentlemen, for an order to extend the time to disclose the defendant's guilt phase expert. He then refers to the court's pretrial and trial order of October 9th, 2024, which he calls a scheduling order, and states here that it established expert disclosure deadlines, which is 100% correct. If you pull up the October 9th, 2024 order, you will see at the bottom of page 2 going into page 3 a section entitled Expert Witness Disclosures, and there's two parts. One is the guilt phase, which is the state's case in chief. This is where the state of Idaho would be required to establish to the jury beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Kohberger, who is presumed innocent of all charges at every phase of these proceedings, is guilty of the 5 first-degree felonies that he was indicted on back in May of 2023. And per that order, the state of Idaho went first. Their guilt phase expert disclosures were due December 18th, 2024. And what Mr. Kohberger states here is that after reviewing these disclosures, the state's disclosures, that if we go on to page 2, Mr. Kohberger filed his motion to compel ICR, that is Idaho Criminal Rule 16b-7, material and sanctions on December 27th, 2024. So in other words, what he is citing to here, this rule governs how the state is to produce disclosures of their proposed trial expert witnesses. We always have to say proposed because no expert witness is permitted to testify at a trial before a jury, before a court, as the gatekeeper determines whether or not they are competent and it is relevant for them to testify. So at one point down the line before trial, the court will need to make that decision for each and every expert witness that both sides produce, that they are entitled and are deemed to be expert witnesses in this case. ICR 16b-7 is also specifically referenced in the Judge Hippler October 9th, 2024 order governing the disclosure of expert witnesses. Mr. Kohberger goes on to say here, motion to compel cannot be heard by the court until January 23rd, 2025, which is the deadline for disclosing defendant's guilt phase experts, and that is absolutely true as well. You will see that date of January 23rd, 2025 stated within the court's October 9th, 2024 order. So what he's saying here is that next, until the state makes proper disclosures and the court issues a decision on Mr. Kohberger's motion, the defense cannot adequately respond to the opinions offered by the state's experts. Thus, Mr. Kohberger respectfully requests that the deadline for defense's guilt phase experts be extended past January 23rd, 2025. And what they're suggesting here is 30 days after the state properly discloses expert opinions or at a reasonable time after the court hears the motion and issues a decision. If you would like to read this document, please go to the link that I have provided in the description to this podcast episode, and you can do so there. Thank you as always for joining us here today.